Welcome, everybody. Glad to have you here. This is Onyeabor. I'm with Prolific, and I'm here to help you guys use all the tools available to make your writing dreams come true. Working on a tagline, tell me what you think. I'm going to be test driving certain ones until I find one that really sticks. Anyway, today we are on the second part of making Eliza and the author happen. Because basically what happens is I wrote the book and now I'm using the different tools of AI and Canva, specifically ChatGPT and Canva, to make the book. Now, I've already decided that I want it to be a sort of picture book, but I do want it to be a picture book for adults. Um, but the idea is that it's going to be a format, an 8.5 by 8.5 format. And then I'm going to use like Ngram Spark to do that. And I'm going to show you guys this whole process of how I take this book from ideation all the way out into the public and how I'm using it in different ways to market it and sell it for my book launch. So this is part 2 of that series. If you wanted to keep watching, you can check out my series of how I'm making a book straight from scratch. That's another series that's going to take a little longer, and I'm going to take that book using entirely AI and the tools there, doing very minimal, like traditional writing method, and I'm going to do it all on camera so you guys can literally see how long it took me from the idea of ideating it all the way through. That's not this series. This is for Eliza and the author, so there's some behind the scenes work, but basically, this is my process and how I use AI to write this book and how I did it. So, anyway, today, in the first video, we done a look at the beginning that I've written for the book that I just wrote. And now I need to get a visual representation of that because we're going to do a picture book. So this is where I start using Canva to help me do that. So welcome, welcome as we go and do that. So now this is the part of the story that I use to help me write specifically. Let's make sure I move this over here. So this is the part where I had someone calling me. Hold on just a second. Anyway, thanks for that. So this is where we're going to go from ChatGPT, right, which is gave us the rating, and it gave it a 9 for originality, which is what we were going for, and an 8 for dialogue. That means this is basically moving in the right direction that we want, and we want theme. But now I need to find a strong, compelling way to make this visual in my story. So now we're going to go into the Canva canvas that I see here, and we're going to use that as a way of making the slide. Now, here are all the slides that I prepared for Eliza and the Author. Obviously, it's not going to look anything like this when it's fully done. There's the cover, which, by the way, was made entirely by AI. You guys can tell me what you think. This is the cover that I made. And this cover was made entirely on accident. Wasn't trying to make a cover when I made the cover, but this was basically what was made, and I really liked it. So this is the cover for Eliza and the Author. But then after that, it's just this. Now, this I thought might be a good picture to talk about nothing, right? And because remember, the idea of the story is we're talking about the number zero, right? At the beginning here. So the first lines here we have are the number zero. So this is how we're going to write a story. So let's talk this through about what we want this to look like. Now, this picture looks a bit more fruity than I like, to be honest. It's got a nice kind of fun character feel. It's nice. I don't want it to be as a basis for everything I'm doing. So what we're going to then do is I like it, but that's going to be the next page. And now really what I want to do is I want to be able people to be able to read it. So, and I've been using all of these as borders, but I want to show that this is different than the rest of the story. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the dialogue that we have, and I'm not actually going to go to ChatGPT. I'm going to go to Scrivener where I originally wrote it. And then in that first part, I make little marks for how I'm feeling. And here, I'm going to take this whole dialogue right here. I'm going to take that, and then I'm going to copy and paste it in a text box, right? So actually, let's move this over here. Uh, and then we're just going to take a text box. We're going to add a text box right here. And then I'm going to copy and paste this whole text right here into that text box, right? So now we're going to move it up. Now, obviously, that's going to look a little garish, and we want to spruce it up, right? So I'm going to have it because I like the idea of nothing, right? So what we're going to actually first do is I'm going to have this color of the text go white, right? So we're going to have a white text, but then we're going to go to the background, and then we're going to have the background be black. Now, is this really compelling? So we'll call this page opening page one. We'll call it page X or page I because it's at the beginning. Actually, no, it's page one of the story because we've technically started the story. So now I like this idea of that being able to kind of read the text from there, right? Now, I using this text box, I can go through and even it out there. And then the text is fine well enough, right? So let's see if we can make it a little larger so that it's a bit more, I don't know, readable. There. So now we have this. I will teach you the ways of story, but first you must know in the beginning there was the word. So that's kind of cool. First, let's go to a more interesting font. Um, and this is going to be the base font that I'll be using throughout the story. So let's find a good engaging font. So after we find that font, let's see here. We can use Gotham font. Is that a good Gotham font? Hold on while I figure out a good font. Okay, I figured out a good font. I'm using the Pacific Northwest letters. I'm using Pacific Northwest letters rough. And I feel like that's a really, really good font that denotes this story. So here we have just pure blackness, right? Which really denotes what I'm wanting this story at. Now I might go through and highlight and make the text of the audience, the person in quotations larger. But I think in terms of like my idea for what I want this to look like, I like that idea of opening the book like that, right? So then I can just go add another page, another black page. And then let's do a picture of a zero, right? So the picture of the zero is really the picture of spirit. So now I need a good picture that denotes spirit. So this is where ChatGPT can be really useful. Now, ChatGPT uses Dolly, which is a AI generation program that's with that's within ChatGPT. That's what it connects to. That's created by OpenAI. What's really cool is Dolly is directly accessible in Canva. So you can use the same program. Canva also has the ability to use other AI generations, but just so we can get sort of like a certain style consistency, let's do this here within them. So let's like, I need a representation of spirit. Spirit, I need it to be simple, like an icon or logo. And yeah, and then hell, we could even do something like the Eye of Osiris or Metatron's cube. So there. Now I totally botched that up, but it's going to generate an image for me, right? And then we'll have this nothing with spirit, and we're just going to have this little simple spirit sitting in nothing because that's the idea I have, right? Um, so we have an eye here. This is pretty freaky. I like this idea of spirit. Or, you know what's crazy? I was actually thinking, what if I used my brand? You know, I think I actually might use that. So my brand of I Am Soft, I might actually go use that. But how do I kill the colors? So here we're going to figure out how to swap the colors of this. And we're going to take out and we're going to use the I from the I Am Soft logo to donate spirit because we want to keep brand consistency. So I'm going to figure out how to do that. I'll be back to teach you guys in a second. Okay, guys, so this is how we're going to take my logo, I Am Soft for my company, right? And we're going to use it as the representation of spirit. Now, first, what we're going to do in Canva is we're going to double click on it or click on edit photo, right? So you're going to double click here. And then, because AI is awesome, right? You can go to an AI assistant here and it can teach you about everything you need to know. But I'm just going to teach you right now. You don't need it. So here I have the effect. First, we're going to go to remove background, right? And then it's going to use AI to remove the background. Then after it uses AI to remove the background from the logo, then we're going to make sure that we're selecting the right layer on the and then we're going to grab that. And then we're going to go to edit photo and then go to grab text. And after we grab text, it's been able to remove the text from that stuff. And that actually looks really, really, really cool. So there's a part of me that feels like I should low key keep my company logo as part of this. And I should just do that as part of my storytelling. Should I do that, guys? Is that taking the meta storytelling too far? Is that plugging in too much? You know what? It's my story. I can do what I want. That's the cool thing about self-publishing. We can do what we want. So we're going to take the idea of spirit, and it's going to be my story. It's going to do spirit right there. And that's just going to be the picture right there. And that's going to be I am soft. It's going to be the spirit. And we can even do this almost like a way I am soft presents, right? And then we can even do I am soft present. Should we do presents here? Is that too cheesy? Is that presents, right? Is that too cheesy? And we're going to switch it to the color palette over there, make it a little bigger so that we can see it. Oh, we can't see it. What's going on? We gotta, there it is. I am soft presents, right? And then we want it to be really cool, right? So we're going to do curve, right? But is there a way to get it to curve the other way? I wonder if there's a way to get it to curve the other way, right? That would be really nice. Um, I'm gonna see if there's a way to reverse that curvature. Hold on a second. Guys, I figured it out. What you do is you go to curve here and you just reverse it like that. You can just spin it over here and reverse it like that. So we're just gonna go curve it over here and we're just gonna have I am soft presents, right? Now what is I am soft presenting? Because remember, this is a book of Eliza and the author, right? So I am soft presents. And then we're just gonna have like just different. You guys got really trying to take meta storytelling to the next level, right? So I'm going to add another page, right? Remember, this is the whole presentation. So I might even have this be the cover, opening text page, and then the beginning, it's like a movie, right? We gotta do it like a slideshow. And I'm gonna be working this. So it's so imagine this, somebody opens the book. This is the cover of the book, right? This is the ebook. They see this, they see this, and then this is the first thing they see. I will teach you the ways that this was nothing. This nothing was spirit. And then I am soft presents. Almost like a smile, the way it comes in. I love that. It's like a smile. See, I think we're on the right track here. So now let's go to the fifth page, which is this pure darkness, right? And alone in the void, spirit began to move, and there was something. It moved until it could go no longer, and then it copied itself. right? And then we'll do that here, but this needs to be represented by something, right? So this is where now we're going to just at the text box, right? We're going to do Pacific Northwest. Oh, we need to get this so that the style is standardized. So I don't want to have to do this every single time I do that. So change all. We're just going to change all. Change across your design suite. So now we're just going to, and now we're going to do as a baseline, let's do 22 as a baseline size, right? Just so we have that. Then we're going to stretch that text out. And then we're going to type, alone in the void, spirit began to move. And there was something, and there was something. That sounds really tacky. There was something. There's probably a better way we could make that sound. Is that right? First off, what's going on here? Because I can't move this thing anymore. And 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 there was dot 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 something. So let's do that. And now we just have the spirit. We're gonna do that down here. And then I'm going to take, oh, you know what it is? This I am soft presents needs to go before, after. Because the I am soft, there was something, I am soft presents. This is what we need to do is we need to duplicate it, literally the story in motion, right? But this is going to be the beginning, right? So how it works is this the presentation. We're going to go to this nothing was spirit. And that actually needs to be emphasized. This nothing was spirit. So I'm going to go down to this last line here, and this is going to be jumbo sized a little bit. This nothing was spirit. And then the spirit is going to be I am soft. And then alone in the void, spirit began to move. And then there was something. I am soft presents, right? That's sick. I love that. I love that. And then, because remember when we edit the text, we got to do that. And then there was something. I am soft presents. And then the zero turns into a one. That's the smile picture. That's the I am soft presents, right? So now we have to designate each of these tags throughout the text. So this is how you can like create a picture book while you're creating your text boxes, right? For each of your pictures. Now, if I wanted to, I could go through Control K, right? And turn each of these into its own little section, right? And then just make sure that, okay, this is a section that I'm doing that. So then, and then I could just do this and then just do page one, right? Then I could do that's page one, right? Because this is the cover. This is page two. Now, this is being silly, and it's like page one, page two. We're not doing the pages there, right? The page ones are going to be here. So this is going to be opening. So this is going to be page one. This is actually page one. This is the actual, so page one, right? So, or we'll just do page one, which is, so the page is going to be -3 or whatever. So this is page one, right? Then this is page two. And then this is page three, right? And now you could do, now I could just be smart and make it simple and just remove the opening and cover and put that in a different design. But I like it all being in one seamless presentation because I'm going to be using this later. Part of a presentation here that I'm doing. So before you're fancy, if you guys wanted to, you could just remove the cover and put it in a different place, and then it would totally make sense. And then page one would be page one, page two would be page two, whatever. So then this is going to be page three for me. So page four, And then, yeah. Now, this is all present. This is all later in the text, later in the story. That's hasn't done yet. So we just have to keep going with this first section. I think we got 20 more minutes. These videos, I don't want to be too long, but I'm really liking this. So let's make one more video. You guys can tell me whether or not. Actually, you know what? I'll risk it. We'll make this one just long so I can get through. This will just be part two or whatever part this is for me doing that. And you guys can watch me as I do this whole process with this book. Um, and obviously, if you guys hate it and you think it's lame, you don't have to watch it and you can tell me such. But if you guys want it to be uh, kind of more brought down, I'd love to see what you guys think and do that because obviously, we're here for you guys, right? So anyway, picture of a zero, page two, and then page three. Actually, this is page three, right? So this is page two, page page three, and then this is page four, right? This is page four, which is it turning into a one because this is page four. And then Control K, page five, right? Page five. What? The zero became one. Or actually, I can just actually now I could probably insert title page, right? Because I should where do title page, and this is where I put this is how you write a book, right? And this is like Eliza and the author, da 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 da. This is the title page. That's really where I should do it and present it like a movie, right? So what's cool about that is we can literally take the elements over here without the cover. So we're going to go to the cover page right here, right? We're going to go back out of the gallery mode. We're going to go into the cover mode here. And what we're going to do is we're going to select go to position. And what's position is cool is that will tell us each of the elements in our story and how they stack over on top of each other. So we're going to take the title. We're going to take all the words that have been grouped up, right? That's what we're going to take. And then we're going to take that little galaxy. We're going to copy those elements. We're going to copy each of those elements. And then we're going to go over here, page 7, paste. Boom. This is how you write a book, volume 1. So I could put the cover here, but there's a part of me that's like, you don't use the cover for the stuff. So now this is a bit, we need to work on this, right? So let's work on centering this a bit. So this is where we can select all these elements over here, and then we can go to arrange, and then we can go to centering. Oh, no, we made a mistake, right? So we're going to put this in a group together, and then we're going to center this bad boy, and we'll put it in the middle, right? Then we can put this book one or whatever, and then I want to uncurve it, right? Because I had it in curve. So I'm going to uncurve it here, right? Or effects, go to uncurve it because we don't want it curved. We're going to go to none. And then we're going to have this right here come down and we're going to center this bad boy. And then we're just going to bring this in a little tighter. Actually, let's ungroup this a second because this Eliza, she's out here venturing on her own a little bit here. So let's bring these in just a little bit more. So it's nice and even. And what's cool is Canva will help you guys line these things up. So you have that. So there, This is how you write a book, volume one, Eliza and the Author, book 1 through 0, right? And there, like that's how we take that element, right? Now I'm going to take that, group it, stretch it out a bit more. I'll put it on the ends. Oh, actually, I still think that is a little too. So let's center this out a bit more. I'll be right back just so I adjust it. So how? Okay, guys, and you need to live the principles. One of the big prolific principles I try to teach, because I know that was just a big skip, right? But one thing I realized while I was pausing is that we need to keep moving forward. You can edit afterwards. So it's important that you just get the structure of everything you do down. And then when I'm at the end of this video, I'll clean up and make sure everything that I like is good for this section so I can move on. But it's really important that I move on till I finish what I'm here to do. And the whole point is that I'm supposed to finish this whole origin scene. So I need to do the whole origin scene and not get distracted, right? So like I was getting distracted. We're not going to do that anymore. So I did the title page. I'm super proud of myself. Now we have to do, um, where's the rest of the origin? This is page 5, right? So boom. So this, I need to figure out how I'm going to split the rest of this up. So let's go through what? 0 became 1, da, 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 da. And now I'm going to split the rest of this up into text and dialogue and put it into Canva so that it presents in such a way that it's nice. So you're going to see how we have that before and after, where we took it from Scrivener and now put it in live action. So I'm going to go through and take care of that. It should only take me about 10 minutes. It's 6 p.m. right now. Hopefully I can get it done by 6:10 and show you guys. But for you guys, it'll only be a couple seconds. Okay, guys, I couldn't help myself. It is 7:47, so I've been working for about 100 minutes now, just formatting and perfecting the whole thing, because I couldn't help myself, and I wanted to show you guys. So let's see what I did in the meantime. Time because I was working really hard and I just started going down the creativity rabbit hole and I couldn't help myself. So we're just going to go through the origin, the beginning, and show you guys basically the prologue of my book, and then we'll end the video from there. And if you guys want a tutorial on how I did it all, because I don't know if you guys want an hour and a half video, but if you're interested in how I went from taking this Scrivener, um, basically everything I had here in Scrivener, and then made what you're about to see. Check it out. Anyway, this is the story. We're just going to read it out, and we'll go from there. See if you guys enjoy it. So, Peter Clampton, This Is How You Write a Book, Volume 1, Eliza and the Author. I will teach you the ways of story, but first, actually, you know what? Let's pause the video here now, and then I'm just going to read this out as another video clip to show you guys what I went down the rabbit hole. So if you want to check this out, let's just end the video here now. This is the tutorial for basically how I use AI, and you can use Canva to like make a picture book and how I'm using it for Eliza and the author. That's for this part. I think it's like part 2 or part 3. So we'll end it and I'll just read out the origins of the prologue and we'll see how we would go from there. Anyway, stay happy, stay healthy, and look forward to seeing you guys again soon.